Hey there guys, welcome to a very experimental video that I have never ever even attempted to do before. What you have on screen right now is my game that I'm going to be taking you through and showing you like how it's gone from the development stage to be nearly be able to release onto smartphone app stores. So you're going to take the journey with me. Hopefully this is going to be really relevant to like my channel and stuff. Like you're all into games, and I did do a computer science program at university, so I thought I'd show you like what it's like to be a game developer. Like this is my first ever like game developer project sort of thing, so it's been all like self-taught and like only using lectures to like get by. But anyway, that's enough of the background story. So this is the first ever like beta. So one of the things for the project you have to do is make a beta. So the idea for the game is on the right hand side of the screen is your player character, and I'm controlling this using the up and down arrows. I don't know if in this version you can shoot. You can shoot, so you can press the enter key and shoot, and you can hold it down and it just keeps shooting these endless bullets, and the enemies are supposed to arrive on the left hand side of the screen. So this is just like a prototype just to show you like the idea of that. So you always have to make one of these with any university project. So that's how the game started out. So that was like the early version of what the game should be like. It doesn't look very complicated at all. There's only two little things down here to indicate like the game and stuff. And as you'll see, as we flick through the different versions of the projects, it gets more and more complicated. So I think this is the beta. So that was the alpha from before. Now this is the beta version. So now you can see that the enemy actually moves around, shoots. I receive damage for receiving the bullets. I don't think it can be hit. So no, we can't shoot it. We can't. I don't think we can shoot the bullets either. It's just a very simple game. Let's try and shoot some bullets here. And as you can see, the movement is horrid. You can everything's awful about this, like that, but that's the point. You're not supposed to make it over the top. You're just supposed to project your idea and to like show people what you're sort of working on and what sort of things you would like to see improved, because that's the way you like develop games. When you're developing games, you need to be the player, and because I'm like a really big gamer and have my own YouTube channel and stuff, I really knew like what I wanted to see from this game. So I think we're going to see a quite big bump from the beta to like my proper working version where I was about to submit it. So now you can see that we've got some graphics on the screen, we've got a background. I really don't know what to expect from this, because this was developed way back last year. So unfortunately the test movie launch failed, so that's really awkward. So we'll just have a look at the code, see what we've got here. So we've got an end screen, we've got a welcome screen, and the same old game. We've got better graphics, we've got a score up here, and we've got lives, a live counter. Hopefully that's just a one-off where it didn't actually work. These all should work. Come on. Okay, it did work. Right, so as you can see, this is the version 8, so I always keep a log of my bug fixes, which I'll show you later on. The game is now got a name. It's called Aliencraft. It's got a space background because I want it to be space themed. We have an instructions panel where you can see how the controls work, how the scoring works. There's a few bugs like this where you get to a blank page and then it goes back to this. You can see levels, which doesn't actually work yet, but I have the idea of having levels in this version. You can play the game, and now you can see it's very buggy. An error popped up there, but you can see I can shoot now with the space bar. I can kill off the enemies, and I'm getting score for doing that. The lives don't really work. It has und right there. A lot of bug fixes went into this one, so you can see that the bullets are disappearing from the map when they hit the side of the map. They don't keep carrying on. My ship from the very start was in this damaged state, and I wanted to have like an image or graphic or a movie clip, it's called. So the friendly ship would receive damage as it gets worse and worse hit, but that would be related to the lives, and unfortunately that isn't working in this version. So I did like this version. The movement was still very juttery, as you can see, like as I'm moving up and down the screen here, very juttery. Besides the obvious bug of this, I think this is all it has. There's only this one level, and you can just again, you can still just hold down the shoot button. Very laggy. But you can hold down the shoot button. There is a slight delay in those bullets there, so you can see the bullets. All I'm doing is holding down the shoot button. Very laggy for some reason, unfortunately, but I think we're pushing away an enemy or something, I don't know. Very buggy, but as we get closer to the version that I'm happy with today, that was only released yesterday, you'll see like how the game's developed over time, which is really cool. I really wanted to like document my progress on this game. It's called Aliencraft for now, but if you have any ideas for the game, like, or any name ideas or anything like that, please let me know in the comments, or follow me on Twitter at CraftedGenius, and there I'll be able to like have a little chat with you guys. So let's see if the levels work. It doesn't work in this version. I think I did a fair few bug fixes. What I liked from the previous version in the what was it called? Let's have a look here. 08. So now we're on version 09. So in the previous version we looked at, what I did like was this graphic here. I liked that graphic much better than the last menu I had. I made this a little bit more polished, a bit easier to read, and still has a fair few bugs like this blank page again, but very easy to understand. So we're going to play the game now, and now we've got a moving background. Can be a little bit off-putting at first, but the moving background really does work. I've got animated bullets there. You can see them spinning around as they're being shot. Enemies disappear from the screen with a puff of smoke. There's a boss. There's a bonus lives thing. Like there's a ton of upgrades that they're into this one, and this was I think this was the version just before it was released as my university project. So movement is smoother. I'm able to move between maps. I can change into this map. Unfortunately, it's here. So we're into the second map now. There is a bit of a bug. There should be enemies appearing, but as you can see, the idea is there to have a second map once you've progressed from the first. The lives counter actually works. There's the damage indicator that is related to the lives as well. There was the boss, there was bonus lives, and there was a pretty complicated score calculation that makes it very fun to play and makes it different every time you play as well. So it's a bit more fast paced, a bit more smoother. There's still no real challenge to this game because you can just stand still and hold down the shoot key. So it took me a really long while until I realised what I needed to add into the game. I don't know if this version actually has it. We'll have a look here. So this is the version that I submitted as the university project. This is version 1. Obviously when I release the game onto the app stores, it'll be released as version 1.0. Which won't be this version, but version 1 in my opinion was the version that I submitted as the university project. So now we've got high scores, we've got instructions. We're not going to look at the high scores just yet. We'll play the game first. The levels thing actually works now. We can choose a level, so let's choose level 2. Actually, okay, I've opened level 3 because, okay, slightly awkward. I opened level 3 because of how my menus used to work back then, but it's fixed now. This is level 3. It's a cave level. This is one of my favouritely, wow, that's not a word. This is one of my favourite levels. It looks really slick. It's very smooth on the eyes. It's not as juttery as I think the forest level is. I don't really like the forest level in my opinion. There's bonus lives that work. There's 3 different types of enemies on screen, and they all have sounds as well. I should try and, so you can hear the sounds. And we die here. We have a high score, so we can say Andrew, save. We didn't get into the high scores that time around, but you can see it's been saved from the previous time. So on your device you'll have high scores of the previous players on your device. You can replay the level. So this replay button actually restarts the whole game, which was a bug. Instead of replaying the one level that instead of playing the one level that you chose to play, it starts a brand new full game. So that was definitely a bug. It was very easy to fix actually, but there's a lot of tweaking around. So right here I can see that the UFO boss is shooting quite a fair few bullets, especially when the smooth movement started to come into the game as well. Shooting the absolute hell out of it. It took so many damage, but we move on to the second level and there we go. It's fixed. The bugs from moving from map to map are fixed. It's just a lot of tweaking. I made these enemies, I'll try and not kill one. So these enemies actually shoot 3 bullets at a time. So I wanted to have like a different variant on like how different enemies have different characteristics and stuff. So it's a really big like version upgrade. We'll just kill ourselves here, take 3 bullets at a time. Each bullet damages the ship once, if you get what I mean. So we save our name. So this is a very polished version 1.0. I really did like this one, but I knew it was missing some things, and it did really take me a long while to do. So this is version 1.1. I think this was developed in April of 2014, so just after the application deadline. Let's just have a look at what this has got. So this has got a bit smoother movement. So it's not so juddery. It moves a little bit smoother on the screen. The ship, it's not able to get out of the map. I didn't test that in other previous examples, but you were able in very early versions to get out of the map. You can shoot bullets. You can hold down. It's still the same bullets scenario. I think I would have really liked in this version to have like a pause section, so you can pause the game. But what it took me so long to realize that a reload would absolutely fix so many bugs in this game, because it's not so fun where you can just stand here and like progress to the next level by just holding down the shoot key. And that took me a long while to like figure out. I was like, that was like my Einstein moment right there, the eureka moment when I realized I needed to have a reload function. So there's no pause, there's no reload. We'll try and kill ourselves here, but it's got smoother movement, which is a problem that I always had. There's a lot of behind the scenes bug fixes and like smoother code and everything you need to have in a game, so other developers can like work on it and fix things, all that good stuff. So see if the instructions panel has fixed itself. There it has. It's got a scoring panel now, so it gives you an example of how many points you're going to get per enemy, just in case you wanted to read that. The home button doesn't work on this one. Great. So this is only version 1.1. This isn't the latest version I have. We're going to stop the video here, have a little break. I'm going to show you what my latest version is, which I only developed yesterday, which won't be released until the end of 2015. So I really hope you enjoyed this video so far. We're going to have a little break here, and I'll see you in a sec.